Hi, I'm Ellen Bettridge, President and CEO of Uniworld, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. You know what? We're going to explore one of my bucket list destinations, the Amazon, the Peruvian Amazon, on board the incredible Aria. So this evening, we're going to spend some time chatting with Francesco Galli Zugaro, who is the founder and CEO of Aqua Expeditions, and our new partner. And as we continue to elevate our brand, having partners like Francesco really help us to explore new destinations. Then we're going to walk through the ship, we're going to explore the destination, and then of course we're going to have a wonderful food demonstration with Chef Pedro, because food is very important. And the local food and local flavors, he truly brings them to life. So right now though, let's just dive right in and let's explore the Peruvian Amazon.
Deep within the Peruvian Amazon and accessible only by water, Pacaya Samiria Reserve is one of the Earth's most fertile sanctuaries. We invite you to journey with us into this fascinating landscape on board the Aria Amazon, custom designed to invite the river into every moment of your unforgettable adventure. As you become one of the very few to explore this living kaleidoscope, our exceptional guides bring you to encounter rare pink dolphins, and on foot into the rainforest, where they point out three-toed sloths hiding in the tree canopy. Don't forget to look up at a clear sky crisscrossed with vibrant bird life. Fewer than 30,000 people live in the Pacaya Samiria. You will meet some of them and experience firsthand the beauty of life along the Amazon. Back on board, make yourself at home in the sophisticated style of our floating boutique hotel. Like the river itself, days are a balance of diverse excursions on water and land, guided by a professional naturalist into this mystifying ecosystem that remains one of the last unexplored regions of our planet. Equally memorable are the modern technologies and luxurious touches within your designer suite. Dedicated skiffs bring our guests to explore the narrow inlets and winding river systems that make up the Pacaya Samiria's vast flooded jungle, in search of capuchin and howler monkeys swinging playfully between the tree branches. We return to the ship in time to catch some late afternoon sun on the outdoor deck, relax in the air-conditioned lounge where, pisco sour in hand, you will learn about the next day's adventures ahead. Later, we gather for the Amazonian-influenced dishes of executive chef Pedro Miguel Schiaffino, one of South America's top-ranked culinary talents. Rest up and watch the river come to life again through your private, uninterrupted wall of windows. This spectacular cruise is just the beginning of your Peruvian journey, as you continue with an immersive land-based adventure. We invite you to come and experience the beauty of the Peruvian Amazon for yourself.
It's now my pleasure to introduce a friend, a partner, and the CEO and founder of Aqua Expeditions, Francesco.
Good morning, Ellen. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. How are you?
Very well here, joining you from sunny Singapore. So look forward to having a nice chat with you over the Amazon and Peru and getting back out there. So thanks for giving me this opportunity.
You got it. You know, this is on my bucket list. I actually just wrote my bucket list for the year of places that I want to go, and the Peruvian Amazon is definitely one of them. I have been reading all about this incredible ship and what you guys do down there, and I can't wait to learn more about it from you today and hopefully get some other people excited about it.
Well, that's my point to this meeting today is just as much, and hopefully we can even move it up a few notches on everybody's bucket list. And I've done my job today of getting people to fall in love with this part of the world that got me excited many years ago and still today is my passion. So thanks for the chance to tell my story, actually, you know.
And it is a great story. So what drove you to choose the Amazon, first of all, but then the Peruvian Amazon?
Yeah, so well, first of all, I'm Italian American. I went to school in Boston. I went to moved in 16 countries, met my girlfriend in college. We got married and we moved to Ecuador. And I cut my teeth into expedition cruising and small ship expeditions in an iconic heritage site like the Galapagos Islands. And what a better place to fall in love with kind of conservation-driven tourism in that iconic destination. But then opportunity gave me a chance to start my own business in 2007. I scouted South America and I went to where I saw a great opportunity, which is the Peruvian Amazon. Now, many people don't know that the Peruvian Amazon, the actual Amazon, is born in Peru. People think Amazon, they think Brazil, and it's very common, and that's okay. Hopefully, today I'll make them understand why I chose the Peruvian Amazon, how it differs to the other parts of the Amazon in South America, because you can enter the Amazon through Brazil, through Colombia, through Ecuador, or through Peru. But Peru is such an iconic destination, and you've captured it in your program well because you're going to be doing two iconic sites of the world: Machu Picchu, Cusco, the Sacred Valley, Lima, and all the culinary destinations that today has put Lima on the map as a foodie capital of the world. And then obviously, the living laboratory of conservation, which is the Amazon and through Iquitos. So I fell in love with this part of the world. I saw an opportunity to do something unique, something different. While we don't claim to be the first doing Amazon cruising, we are the first at this level. And it's a perfect match with your guest expectations, and hopefully we'll exceed those.
Absolutely, and that is why we chose you as a partner. We so many incredible destinations. We're covering Europe, Russia, Portugal, over in Asia, and going to Egypt. And we have thought about South America for so many years, but we hadn't found the right partner who could meet those expectations. And you guys certainly do deliver.
Well, we are doing that, and obviously with partners like yourself that trust us and hand over your valued guests to us, we'll take good care of them for those 7 nights in Amazon and show them this part of the world that usually they only do these bucket trips once, right? So we only get a chance to do it and get it right once. So I've personally curated the excursions myself. When I did the first exploration to the Amazon in 2007, Iquitos is the biggest city in the world disconnected by roads. It's 500,000 people. It's in the northern Peruvian Amazon. It's an hour flight from Lima, so very easy to get to. Flights go in there, land flies 4 times a day. But once you get there, there's no roads that lead in or out of Iquitos. So the only way to get there is by river or by plane. And then also, it's the furthest inland seaport of the world. And so that already gets you an understanding of how remote it is, but how easy it is to get to. And that's a starting point. And then from there, we go upriver. So no bigger ship than ours can actually go where we go. And that's a nice natural barrier to providing experience that's kind of unique. It's isolated, it's remote, yet they're not sacrificing any creature comfort. So what they've expected on your ships, on your world-class ships in Europe, well, they can obviously on a smaller scale, we're only 16 suites, so 32 guests, very select. So you've got to, people have to understand that, the capacity is limited, and that's why you've selected numerous departures starting this year. And they'll be catered to by world-class naturalists in groups of only 4 couples by guide.
I know, and that's
So
amazing. So
it's
I look at our ships and I laugh because I always think of ours as a small boutique river cruising at 120 passengers, which is also tiny, right? But then look at you guys, like 32 passengers. I mean, this is just this little bubble of people who are traveling together and having this experience. So tell me a little about the ship. I'm dying to know about the ship and how
yeah.
you designed it.
So that the Aria Amazon was custom built. So these are labors of love. You can understand that I don't have the capacity to really just drive growth at the scale of other companies, but because I take these projects on personally. So personally, myself, with my team of engineers and designers, we hire, contract out shipyards, interior designers, and we've kind of built this ship basically from scratch with the Peruvian Navy shipyard in Iquitos. It's a steel hull, river cruiser. She's got a 5-foot draft because she has to be able to operate in these parts of the world all year round. The Amazon is an all-year destination, but we wanted the cabins to dictate more and then build a ship around it, if that makes any sense. So we wanted to have the comfort of the guests drive the design to a certain degree. So it's 16 beautiful suites split over 2 decks, floor to ceiling windows, 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio. So we got 32 crew to 32 guests. And it's if your guests have gone on safaris in Africa, this is the best kind of way to relate to it. This is a water safari. This is a soft adventure. People are willing to go out in the jungle and experience, some of the excursions out in the sun all day or in the jungle treks, but then no, they're coming back to an all-suite vessel with world-class dining, world-class guides, world-class lectures, and then explore the next destination. So as far as amenities on board, it's about seeing life from the ship. The narrowest part of the Amazon where we operate is about 800 meters, and it doesn't get much wider than that. So you can literally lie in your bed and watch pink dolphins jump out on the river right outside your bed. I mean, trust me, your guests will see pink dolphins guaranteed any time of the year. That they're not endangered. It is about seeing the wildlife.
I gotta know. Are they really pink?
They're definitely pink. Yeah. So there's two types of dolphins. There's the pink dolphins and the gray river dolphins. They're both freshwater dolphins, and they are pink because their skin is very thin and the blood flows very close to the surface of the skin. So actually, the more playful they get, the pinker they get. And so, good luck trying to get a capture. That's the only picture I had to buy for my brochure because it's impossible to get a perfect, iconic picture. But they will see them for sure. You'll see them. They come to feed at the mouth of the water where the tributaries meet the black water and the brown water. But the ship is, a modern contemporary design, yet it has a sense of place. We've decorated with a really beautiful Peruvian interior design, but very clean cut lines. And then just that drives the comfort so that our guests are never too far away from, their happy hour, the fully air conditioned vessel, and can go out on these 9 to 5 adventures.
Right. And they can also come back. I think you guys have a jacuzzi on the top deck as well. And when I think about our ships, we build them after the destination as well. Another reason why, our partnership is we're just the perfect match. We have our beautiful ship in Paris, so there's Joie de Vivre. And, when you're on her, you never feel like you're leaving Paris. You know what I mean? I'm sure that people feel the same way. You are in the Amazon. You should be fully immersed with everything that you're doing. And that's exactly what you guys bring to life.
And we've captured that also through the people. I mean, obviously the staff on board is all Peruvian. Every single crew, guide, chef. Peru has been known for many aspects, but obviously the friendliness of the people is second to none as well. I mean, I've lived in many countries, but Peru, all these countries have that appeal. But the Peruvian people have been used to obviously catering to our guests for years now. They're perfectly bilingual, but they're all self-taught there. The guides are world-class guides. They grew up on the Amazon. They will spot wildlife that you wouldn't even see was there in the canopy. And they're the storytellers. They're the ones that are taking our guests on these beautiful excursions in private fleets of 4 tenders that we have, and take them to explore and look for pink dolphins, look for howler monkeys, come back and see the macaws, and go possibly piranha fishing. And yeah, people ask, okay, piranha fishing, are they really carnivorous? Yeah, we have about 30 types of piranhas in the Amazon. There's fruit-eating piranhas and meat-eating piranhas, and they're there, and you can catch them artisanal fishing, but it's part of the experience. It's a beautiful part of the world, and it's only accessible to about 15,000 guests a year in total. So it gives you an idea. It's the biggest reserve of Peru. It's 2 million acres, it's called the Pacaya Media Reserve. It's a seasonally flooded forest, and that's kind of where we go. And that's where we spend the 7 nights exploring that. And it's basically a Venice of the Amazon. Imagine a mixture of Jurassic Park meets Garden of Eden. That's kind of how I describe it.
No, the way you've brought it to life, I've been on a safari, and that really is how you're describing it. You can't go out there and say, okay, cue the monkeys. It doesn't happen that way. You're going out there and you're actually seeing the animals, and you're seeing the world around you as it's happening. And that's just so magical.
And you're seeing this from the comfort of a speedboat. So I think that's very important because you're seeing it just like in Africa, you have your game drives. Well, here we have our skiffs. We call them skiffs or tenders. So a typical day is you wake up around 7:30 in the morning, 7. Our guides try to wake up people earlier because they want them to enjoy, the sounds of nature with a coffee mug on the top deck as you're navigating on these black water lagoons. So it's incredible. Then you wake up, have breakfast. At 8 o'clock, you disembark. You want to go early, just like in game drives in Africa. You want to go out early because that's when it's cooler. And you get off on these beautiful tenders. All our ships have 4 tenders. So there are 4 couples with a guide and a skiff pilot. And off you go. And you're exploring, meandering these blackwater lagoons, looking for wildlife, because that's where the activity is. The activities are in the smaller tributaries where the big ship doesn't go. And you're seeing everything on the water's edge. And then that's typically about a 3 to 3.5 hour excursion all morning. And then you come back to the main ship, to the Aria, for lunch, where the Aria relocates until mid-afternoon to the next location. So all meal times you're cruising, and we navigate about 500 kilometers in 1 week, which is a good amount, and we navigate about 60 hours in a week, and it's split over meal times and sometimes at night. Not every night do we navigate at night. And then we come back. We have afternoon excursions starting from 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we purposely come back when it's dark at night to see wildlife and nature at dark, which is when there's actually more activity than ever. And so it's an incredible part of the world. I love the Peruvian Amazon and can't wait to be able to showcase that part of the world to your guests.
Yeah. So one of the questions I get asked from people is, are there a lot of bugs? They think of the Peruvian, the Amazon, the water. Am I going to get eaten alive by bugs? I mean, what's it like? And how do you pack for something like this?
Yeah, so perfectly common question and one that I field every day, and my team fields it all the day, every day. So obviously, people think Amazon, they think of heat and bugs, and they think, no, it's not for me. I hate spiders, I hate snakes, and all that. But I think the biggest common misconception is exactly that. I've had guests come to me and tell me, you know what, I've got more bugs in my backyard in Washington D.C. than I've actually experienced. The key here is to create this environment, just like you've created this kind of this idea of a notion of a bubble. You've got this fully air conditioned modern contemporary cruiser, navigating upriver into this reserve. The tenders and excursions are water based. So all the excursions, you've got a nice breeze, you're navigating, and you don't feel anything. At the end of the day, the bugs, and when you do feel the heat a little bit, is when you do the jungle treks. Now, the jungle treks we do too, and they're for the purpose of seeing plant life, some insects, and some of the medicinal plants of the Amazon. You do that in about 45 minutes to an hour, because that's not where the wildlife is. The wildlife is on the water's edge. So I think you can do that, and it's a beautiful experience to see the primary forest, the true jungle, and see that with all the comfort of having, your long sleeve t-shirts and your mosquito repellent, and that's fine. And people love that part. They actually love the jungle walks, but we do it max about an hour. But the rest of the time, it's the Amazon. You've got a nice breeze. The temperature's a lot cooler and a lot more comfortable than people think. It's an all year destination because we're right about the equator. So anytime you want to come on the Amazon, basically there's two types of seasons. It's called the high water and low water. And it doesn't mean it's high season and low season. You have to think of that the Amazon grows for 6 months and drops for 6 months. Why? Because the water from the Andes, the rain, the water from the runoff of the Andes, and the aquifers from underneath the ground actually add to the water level changes. And the changes in water go up to 35 feet. Okay, from the high water to low water. And the ship operates all year round, but the weather is perfect all year. It can rain just about any day of the year, and it typically rains right after lunch and at night. It never does it affect hugely our experiences and our excursions. But what to pack? Okay, so I would advise most of your guests and the travelers not to pack heavily for this trip. I'd say they don't need to bring hiking boots and hiking shoes. Bring comfortable sneakers that maybe they just want to get on the tenders and use comfortably, or Tevas, or whatever they want to use comfortably. For the jungle treks, we provide the boots. We provide the rubber Wellingtons. We provide the ponchos. They shouldn't be packing rain gear or go out and spend a lot of money on that stuff. We provide the big rain ponchos. They're perfect because they cover the whole body, even if they're on the tenders and it rains in the tenders. And then the boots we provide. They bring kind of big brim hats, sun hats, because they're out on the speedboats, long sleeve sun shirts, kind of just regular t-shirts, long sleeve ones. And that's it. And really, we'll provide binoculars, we'll provide the ponchos and the rubber boots, which is all they need.
Perfect. Sounds amazing. So after this long day and being out, I'm sure they come back, take a shower, relax, maybe have a cocktail with their new friends that they've made, and then they're going to go off to dinner. So talk to me a little bit about the type of cuisine that you guys serve.
Yeah, so you described the day perfectly. Obviously, in mid-afternoon, they come back. We've always got lectures, and which are naturalist lectures about wildlife, about nature, about conservation efforts we do, and definitely the F&B aspect is huge. So when I arrived to Peru and I started scouting my destination, scouting the interior designer, one of the big components was, okay, who's going to run the F&B program on board? And I was introduced to Pedro Miguel Schiaffino, who's an incredible, now good close friend of mine. He's been our F&B manager and consulting chef for 14 years now. He's an avid surfer. He's considered one of the top chefs in South America, but he's probably considered amongst the top two world-class renowned chefs for the Amazon, because there's Alex Atala in Brazil and Pedro Miguel Schiaffino in the Peruvian Amazon. And they have been known to bring product from the Amazon to restaurants that many people don't know about. People know of acai berries or acai bowls, right? You have these are Amazon products from Brazil, but that's a superfruit. We have over 30 superfruits that we serve on board. So we've got an Amazon to table kind of mindset. We've got obviously all locally sourced products. from fresh vegetables to fresh products there, from fresh. My favorite is the fresh heart of palm salad, and we strip it and create this kind of like vegetarian linguine with fresh avocados and fresh locally grown tomatoes. So obviously the fish, we have over 300 types of freshwater fish there. Incredible conservation efforts around some of those initiatives. So Peruvian food is now you've got to you've got to address that palate expectation, and Peru delivers with a bang on every single front, from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Meals on board are not necessarily buffet; they're kind of family style sharing. So we've got multiple tables of twos, of fours, and sixes. Life on board is very relaxed. And that's the kind of environment we wanted to create. But the dining elevates it, not to a fine dining kind of tasting menu thing. It's kind of just a very relaxed family, beautiful custom made plates from ceramic ware that we do in Peru in the Amazon jungle as well. And then we lay all these different dishes for people to try. So you've got vegans, vegetarians. They don't even have to request special dietary requests of a special menu, because a variety is there for them to be pleased without feeling bad that they've got to request special options. There's variety for everybody there.
That's amazing. So I think we should need to go and see Chef Pedro and see what he's making up for us.
Yeah, I'm glad that he was able to do something for us and surprise us with some recipes. This is just a taste of what he can do, and hopefully it'll whet everybody's appetite.
Hola a todos, my name is Pedro Miguel Schiaffino, and I'm the consultant chef at Aqua Expeditions Amazon Cruises. I'm here at home in Lima, Peru. I wish everybody's doing good and they are safe at home too. We are going to start today. We're going to prepare two of the most iconic recipes or preparations of our cuisine, our Peruvian cuisine: pisco sour and ceviche. We're going to start with the pisco sour. And why? Because we want to drink it while we make our ceviche. So to make pisco sour is very simple. First, you have to have a good quality pisco. This one is Mosto Verde. I drank all my Quebranta. The best pisco to make pisco sour is Quebranta grape. I have a Mosto Verde. It's a little bit sweeter. That's why I'm going to put a little bit less of sugar in my pisco sour. The ratio to make pisco sour is 3-1-1. Okay, very simple. 3 parts of pisco, 1 part of lime juice, not lemon juice, and 1 part of simple syrup. Okay, we're going to start putting. I'm going to make 2 glasses, okay? So I have 2 ounces of lime juice here in my shaker. Always, to make pisco sour, you have to use a shaker, not a blender. If you don't have a shaker, it's okay to use a blender, but try to do it in a shaker, okay? 2 ounces of simple syrup. I'm going to put a little bit less because I'm using Mosto Verde. 1.5 ounces for 2. Remember, 3-1-1, 3 parts of pisco, 1 part of lime juice, 1 part of simple syrup. 1 egg white for 2, or half an egg white. That's good. And of course, my pisco. 6 ounces here for 2. Now, first we're gonna make a dry shake. Why we make a dry shake? Because we want to break the egg whites, start having foam and mixing the cocktail, okay? About 30 seconds of dry shaking, it's enough. You can see a little bit of foam already forming. How many cubes? Around 8 cubes, okay? Close very tight your shaker. And we're gonna start shaking for a minute and a half, okay? 1 minute. When we do our pisco sour, we have to double strain. You don't need any piece of ice. You don't want any piece of ice in your glass, okay? All right. And to finish pisco sour, a dash of Angostura bitters, okay? I'm gonna share this with my wife that is doing the video. Cheers. Salud con pisco sour. So good, but it's strong, huh? 1 pisco sour is good. 2 pisco sour is great. 3 pisco sours, you're drunk. Okay, let's go with the ceviche. I'm gonna put this aside. We are doing 2 portions of ceviche. I have between 400 and 500 grams of fish already clean. And when I clean my fish, I took out all the red parts, bloods, some of the bones also, and some of the tough parts of the fish, no? And I put them in a separate bowl because I'm gonna make here la leche de tigre. You know leche de tigre? Well, if we want to translate, it's called tiger's milk. We call it tiger's milk because when you have a good party, you know, you go out, you party until late. Next morning, you are kind of with a hangover. No, you don't feel good. You go to a cevicheria and you have a good ceviche. At the end, the juice that is left of your ceviche, you're gonna put it in a glass. You're gonna add some pisco, and you're gonna do that shot. And that shot makes you roar. Rah! So people here in Lima put the name to that juice, tiger's milk, leche de tigre, because it brings you up, it gives you power, and it makes you roar. So we're gonna make tiger's milk, okay? We have some celery here. I have 2 stalks of celery. We're gonna chop them really fine. Follow me, follow the ingredients. Celery, 2 stalks. Okay? Put them with the fish scraps. What else? We have some ginger. Just crush it, put it inside. 2 or 3 garlic cloves. Okay, crush it. Same thing. Inside. What else? Some chili pepper. If you like spicy, you put a lot. If you don't like too much spicy, don't put too much. Onion. A little bit of onion. I would say this onion weighs around 150 grams. So I will say like 60 grams of red onions. If you are in the States, don't use red onions. They are too strong. Use white onions or yellow onions. The red onions in the States are too strong, and then your tiger's milk will become too red, okay? That's good. Inside. Here goes cilantro. Inside here, I don't have cilantro. I couldn't find it in the stores because of the quarantine. But if you have cilantro at home, 2 sprigs of cilantro, chop them roughly and put it inside, okay? We're gonna put some salt. As you can see, there's a lot of salt in here because our lime is super sour, okay? Okay, everything in here. And the salt is gonna start getting out the juices and the flavors. We're gonna start building up flavors. And then we put the lime juice. When you make ceviche, try everything to be cold. Well, the fish at least have to be cold. And the lime juice, you have to squeeze them just before doing the ceviche. The same for the pisco sour. Don't use lime that is squeezed the day before. If you're gonna have drink it at lunch or make ceviche at lunch, it's okay to squeeze it midday, in the morning, but try to use it as close as you prepare ceviche, okay? So I have almost a cup of lime juice. A lot of lime juice. We love our ceviche with a lot of juice, okay? So this is the process to make tiger's milk. Now, from here, everybody does a very similar process, okay? There's people that put here glutamate, MSG. There's people that put pepper. There's people that like to put some chili pepper puree. But this is the base, okay? Now, here you have to let it sit for 5 minutes. After that, you can or take it to a blender and blend it very quick, like pulsing, or you can strain it and squeeze it to take out all the flavors. I like to blend it, okay? One sip. When you blend, just pulse. If you over process, it will break too much the vegetables and the fish, and your tiger's milk is gonna be a little bit cloudy and more grainy, okay? That's enough. As you can see, one more. That's good. From here, we're gonna use a strainer and we're gonna squeeze out all the juice, okay? Start smelling like ceviche. Mix and we try it, okay? Now we're gonna take our fish. It was refrigerated. Now, what type of fish you can use? First of all, you have to know that you're eating raw fish. So quality, it has to be grade A quality. The best quality sashimi, grade fish. And you have to clean it very well. If you don't know how to clean it, tell your purveyor, your fishmonger, to clean it very well for you. But what kind of fish? Any kind of fish. Okay, I'm using sea bass. We call it corvina here in Peru. This was frozen because of quarantine. It's hard to find really good fresh fish right now. But frozen fish is good. Sometimes it's much better, depends on where you are. Then you cut it like this size cubes. We like these cubes, big cubes. We don't like small cubes. And why? Because small cubes will cook with a lime juice faster. It will become kind of tough and the texture is not good. So we like big cuts, okay? First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna put some salt and you're gonna mix it. Okay, you can do this 30 minutes before you do your ceviche. No problem, because salt is gonna start acting in the fish, in the protein, and bringing out the juices, and you're gonna start building flavor. Then onions. Okay, it's important the cut of the onion. Okay. Now this is a good size of julienne. If you make it thinner, like this one, the onion is gonna cook faster. Here in Peru, our onions are very sweet. They're not pungent, they're sweet, and we love onions. Actually, we are a country that eat a lot of onion. Then we're gonna put it here on top, like this. Not too much, okay? That's good. I'm gonna leave the rest for later. Then we're gonna bring some chili pepper. Try your chili pepper. If it's too hot, like this one, don't put too much, okay? If it's mild, okay, you can put more. This is good, huh? I'm gonna take out a little bit. I don't have cilantro. If you find cilantro, you chop some cilantro, put it inside also. Okay? We're gonna mix a little bit like this. A little bit more of salt because we add onions. And we take the tiger's milk and we pour it. Mix your tiger's milk before pouring into the ceviche, okay? You can see how the fish start changing color. Wow. That's good, huh? And you're gonna serve it immediately. I already have my plate here. I'm gonna switch sides. Sip of pisco sour. Change spoon again. Serving spoon. Wow, this is good, huh? All the juice inside. I have a classic garnish for ceviche: corn, white corn, Andean corn, amazing. lettuce, always, I love lettuce with my ceviche, and sweet potato. Now, depends on where you go. In Peru, you're gonna find it with potatoes, with yuca, with plantains, fried plantains. In the Amazon, we use plantains, we use boiled plantains, they're amazing. Now, some onions that we left behind to put it on top, like this. And if you have cilantro sprigs, you put it on top. Okay, guys? Enjoy, make this ceviche at home. I want you to make this at home and to share with us your experience. Every time you do it, please put your picture, your photo, and use this hashtag cooking with aqua. All right? Be safe, have fun.
Thank you, Pedro. Wow, that was beautiful. I am so excited to try that ceviche. It looks so fabulous, the fresh, incredible ingredients. And we really appreciate your time. And of course, Francesco, thank you so much. Your passion for this incredible region absolutely came through, and you've made me want to go even more.
Thank you, Ellen. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for entrusting your guests with us. We look forward to welcoming them in Peru this year, and know that they'll be in excellent hands, and we'll make them fall in love with the same reasons I fell in love with South America and Peru. So take care, and let's look forward to getting back on board.
And for anyone else out there who's interested in going to the incredible Peruvian Amazon and going on the incredible aria, please go to uniworld.com or visit your trusted travel advisor. And I hope that you visit us soon because they're going to go fast. Thank you and have a nice evening.